Mr. Obama. It's me, Kendrick Eagle from Cannonball, North Dakota. We met back in April in 2014. He came here to speak with the youth of Standing Rock and also speak in front of my people. You gave us hope, a lot of hope, you know. 2 months after that, you flew us out to D.C., toured the whole White House, rode in a motorcade from the White House to a pizza place called We the Pizza and had pizza for lunch with you and Michelle. You inspired me when you came here. You gave me a hope that wasn't there. You know, I thought we wouldn't have a coup president that would come and have our backs.
Because I wanted to make sure our country did better by our first Americans. Talk was cheap and there'd been too many promises that hadn't been kept.
Speaking at the Tribals Nations to Nations conference, and you mentioned me in your speech. That's a life-changing thing for me, because it's like you cared about me, you know, you cared about my story.
One young man was raising his 4 little brothers by himself. There was a nagging doubt that they would have the opportunities that my daughters had.
To hear you say that in front of people, you know, in front of all the tribal leaders out there in D.C., makes me feel really proud of who I am and what I do for my little brothers. I just want to say thank you for that.
I'm proud every single day to be your partner. We are all one family. Let's not make this just a dream.
Right now, it kind of feels like it was a dream. You said you had our back, and here we are. I am here at the Ocheti Shikowi camp, standing with my people, talking to you and asking you if you can come and help us stop this pipeline. You told us to our face that as long as you were in the White House, you had our back. And now is the time that we really need you, desperately need you. I believed in you then, and I still believe in you now that you can make this happen.
Good day to the people of this world. Today Anonymous TV is reporting on some disturbing details. The water protectors have been given eviction notice. The problem with this Mr. President is that there are lots of people passionate about this, so we the people have a question: what happens on December 5th? Because we are the water protectors. This is a move that is wrong to this planet and the people that live in it. You the government are acting like thugs that you send to prison. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers announced it will close the portion of federal land on which water protectors are camping in North Dakota by December 5th, to protect the public amid violent confrontations between protesters and law enforcement. The Army Corps of Engineers said it is closing the portion of the Corps-managed federal property north of the Cannonball River to all public use and access effective December 5, 2016, according to a statement tweeted by the Young Turks Jordan Chariton. This decision is necessary to protect the general public from the violent confrontation between protesters and law enforcement officials that have occurred in this area, and to prevent death, illness, or serious injury to inhabitants of encampments due to the harsh North Dakota winter conditions. The notice said the Corps of Engineers had established a free speech zone on land south of the Cannonball River for anyone wished to peaceably protest the Dakota Access Pipeline project. The notice said anyone found on the Corps land north of the Cannonball River after December 5 will be considered trespassing and may be subject to prosecution under federal, state, and local laws. It also said anyone staying on the lands would do so at their own risk, and assume any and all corresponding liabilities for their unlawful presence and occupations of such lands. Standing Rock Sioux Tribe responded to the notice expressing how deeply disappointed they were. The notice comes a week after 26 people were injured and taken to hospital during classes at the pipeline site last Sunday, and more than 200 were reportedly treated for hypothermia after Morton County Sheriff's Department deployed water cannon in below freezing temperatures. Since the spring, protesters have been standing in opposition the $3.7 billion Dakota Access Pipeline by setting up camps and blocking roads in North Dakota to block the completion of the pipeline. Among the injured was Sophia Wilansky, who nearly lost her arm when a law enforcement officer threw a grenade at her that exploded. The North Dakota Highway Patrol said law enforcement officers were not responsible for Wilansky's injury. We are aware of the information about the woman on social media who has claimed she sustained injuries to her arm due to law enforcement tactics. The injuries sustained are inconsistent with any resources utilized by law enforcement and are not a direct result of any tools or weapons used by law enforcement, according to North Dakota Highway Patrol Lieutenant Tom Iverson. This incident remains under investigation by the North Dakota BCI and ATF. Additional details will be released as the investigation progresses. Another woman, Vanessa Dundon, an Apache woman, was injured during the confrontation on November 20 at the Backwater Bridge when she was shot in the eye with a tear gas canister by the sheriff's department. She suffered a detached retina and needs surgery to ensure her vision, according to a GoFundMe appeal set up for her medical fund. The Army Corps of Engineers' decision to declare some land off-limits to the Standing Rock Sioux tribe is the latest move in centuries of treaty violations, according to the Standing Rock Sioux. For over 150 years the federal government has taken land from Lakota and Dakota people, according to tribal leaders, beginning with the seizure of land in the Black Hills of South Dakota after the discovery of gold in the 1870s to the construction of dams in the Missouri River that flooded villages, timberland and farmland in the Dakotas in the 1950s. This government honors international treaties like they are the Holy Grail, but within our own homeland they find a way to break, Standing Rock Sioux Chairman David R. Campbell told the Denver Post. Under the treaties and American law, Campbell is the head of a domestic sovereign nation. The best way to protect people during the winter, and reduce the risk of conflict between water protectors and militarized police, is to deny the easement for the OA crossing, and deny it now, Campbell said in a Friday statement. We ask that everyone who can appeal to President Obama and the Army Corps of Engineers to consider the future of our people and rescind all permits, and deny the easement to cross the Missouri River just north of our reservation and straight through our treaty lands. When the Dakota Access Pipeline chose this route, they did not consider our strong opposition. Our concerns were clearly articulated directly to them in a tribal council meeting held on September 30, 2014, where DARPA and the ND Public Service Commission came to us with this route. Sincerely yours, and on TV. We are the truth that's hiding in the dark. We are the last stand for humanity. We are your neighbors. We are humanity. We are a legion. And we are now. Expect us
to support the cause. Something else very amazing has happened. Not only have the 7 tribes come together on Saturday, September 10th, 2016 for the first time in history, dozens of Native American tribe leaders joined together in a symbolic unification.
Do not forget, expect us.
Sincerely yours. The sanitation man. Expect
Special
us.
shout-outs in the Hive, Inspector, Operation Second, and the Anonymous Collective.
And I had to start again, just my children and my wife. I thank my lucky